So maybe we should start calling the news, instead of fake news or very fake news. That's one pretty funny thing Trump did, and you can say what you want about him. He treated them, CNN and all the news corporations, but hashtag hate news. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook no more. Facebook is so boring. All people do on Facebook really is gossip. That's all they want to do, and I'm just kind of over that. Like, Twitter, you already know people probably have more gripes with them platforms than I do, because I just use them for like regular basic shit. Never really got down on Twitter too hard, but anyway, hashtag, I guess you gotta hashtag it, but just the term itself, hate news, and why we should call it hate news is very serious. I might joke about everything, but the news wants white to hate black, black to hate white, everybody to hate everybody. So it's not just a one-way hate, it's not just hate whitey, hate the cops all the time, hate the white cops all the time. White nationals. What is a white national? A person who's got whiter skin that is a nationalist? There's a baseball team called the Washington Nationals. If there's any non-Latins, there's no blacks probably. Any white people on that team, they're white nationals, I guess. Nationals? The National League? What the fuck? They've subverted people's definitions of words. It's bizarre. So, they want to say hate speech, which there is none. Hate crimes, which there is none. Every crime's a hate crime or none. How do you define hate? I define it when somebody methodically, day after day, with their billion-dollar news corporation, tries to incite violence. And they do. I'll take the one example of the 4 black kids that don't know anything. They're like 7th, 8th grade education, maybe. 3rd, maybe. They're like 15. They take a little white boy on the west side of Chicago and they fucking torture him. I've seen people kidnap people in Chicago. And that one wasn't even that bad. It was racially incited. Because of the news, because of the schools. I went to Chicago Public Schools. All we heard was slavery. I'm the only white person. Somebody might have got it in their mind, they should fight me. And that did happen. I've seen a guy dragged out of his car on YouTube. And they beat his ass on Roosevelt and Kedzie because he was white right after the election and they got black people hyped up. So they're inciting violence. Making black people think all sorts of dumb shit. And white people too. They don't just they hate the flow one way. They want people pushing on the wall from both sides so it's going to fall one way or the other. They don't care which way. They don't care if whites hurt blacks, blacks hurt whites. Confusion ensues everywhere. Hatred, they feed off this shit. They want the tears, the flow of the blood, and the fucking fear and hate. It's pretty fucked up. And these are billion-dollar corporations with giant high-rises. Giant fucking temples of hate. They are not trying to bring this country together. It's more than I could even describe right now. The amount of examples I could post, one after another, and I'm sure people are doing it. But it's not like I'm making this shit up. It's constant in the schools. It's been going on forever. The Germans are Nazi. Now they're bringing back the word Nazi. I've never met one. I've never really met a really hateful white person. If a white person doesn't like black people, the only time I've ever really seen, and the most white people who don't like black people will say this. They're like, well, there's niggers, and then there's black folks. I like black folks. But these, that's how they are. That's as racist as they get. And are they going to go do something to a black person? No. But Will that black person get denied any rights or privileges? No. Will a white person have the same test score as another race and go to college and affirmative action kick in and them not get a job on the fire department? Yes. Are all these companies looking to hire non-white males? Yes. What the fuck is that? Not the best person for the job. It's going to kill the country. That's the point. Kill the country by letting a bunch of assholes in who are only worried about, like, race relations. Get all the white men out of there. Because they know white men are the only ones who might stand up to this insanity. That's why I think white men are the enemy. Because white men aren't going to be like, oh, I'm getting money, I got a car, fuck the world. White people don't even care about that after a while. They're like, this is, some have morals and a backbone. Some white men will say, no, this is wrong. This is bad for blacks, this is bad for whites, this is bad for the children, this is bad for the innocent people, this is bad for women. That's why they tell women to hate men, or fuck men. Fuck men out of these jobs and, Google and all them shits. Because if you get these white men out of these jobs, they can't support a family. And then the woman doesn't even want to do that. She's forced into having a job. And we're seeing fucking total collapse, everybody. We could sit here and pretend. And I know a lot of people who sit here and pretend we're all going through the motions. But how long can this go on? And even if it does, nobody wants to live in that world. This is a psycho country. And the more they disenfranchise what they're really trying to do is they're trying to create Nazis. But white people in America are not like that. They could try as they will. They will try to get some kind of Nazi leader to rally white people and then go buy tiki torches. And then I guess that guy was fleeing from people breaking his car and he hit a girl. So people are busting my car with locks and shit and I hit a girl. And then they go on the news and they report it as a Nazi. This Nazi shit has led to the death of a girl. They know they're lying, the Don Lemons of the world. They know they're lying. It's evil. It's lies. That's why they get people like Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper. They don't have any backbone or morals. They're homosexuals too. They don't give a fuck. They laugh at the lies. They know they're... It's worse. It's worse than we could even imagine. Normal white people I know have no ill will towards any other race. Matter of fact, Christians and white people know that if your neighbor's happy, you don't have to worry about them. If them people down the street are starving, what the fuck do I look like up here eating all this food while everybody else is starving? We don't want that. Nobody wants that who's right. But evil people want millions and billions while they flood people in the country who have nothing so they can take advantage of them. It is pure evil. And there's people that have been brought up in this evil system to perpetuate the evil. It's generational. And every now and then one of them will have that light in their heart and they'll break away and they'll give us a glimpse into what that's like to be raised that way. And they'll say, I just couldn't do it. I knew it was wrong to hurt people. I knew it was wrong. So help your fellow man. Help everybody else out you can that you know is good. There's a lot of fucking wolves in sheep clothing. There's all them kind of motherfuckers out there. There's all kinds of charlatans. But I think if you're a good person, real recognizes real. And, I go through a checklist with people now. I'm like, do, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If I have to have any personal contact with you, if you break one of them rules, now you're in a category of I keep you at a distance, if that, or I just cut you off. You cannot have snakes in your life. So anyway, hate news. That's what we're left with. We don't have a media. We don't have a free press. They said without a free press, all the other freedoms are erased. So no wonder everybody feels like they're living in an open-air prison. This is an open-air prison here in Chicago. These are occupied neighborhoods. These are police fucking curfews. You sit in the wrong spot too long, the police will come up in some of these outlying south suburbs and shit. What are you doing? I don't know. What am I doing? I'm just sitting here. I'm a weirdo now for just sitting here looking at my phone in my car? I've seen them do people dirty, and it's an occupying force, and they've been made that way. The police aren't necessarily bad. They've been made that way. They've been incentivized, too, from above. They've all been turned into private little military forces that are stripping the people of property and money purposely, just like the IRS does. And went from, they said this was the greatest country. I heard all that bullshit. I'm not seeing it. I watch videos of China. Those people look free. Those people look free to open up millions of businesses to fix iPhones. They got all the manufacturing. Of course, the big companies from America want to go over there and make sure that they fucking are miserable and enslave sweatshops. What they do is they buy one Chinese guy and they say, hey, we'll make you rich if you could find a bunch of peasants to be slaves in these factories. And then he's incentivized to enslave his own people. From America, of course. Are they evil, or are they being bought by the mob here to then be a mob manager to earn for the mob in a different country? It's just a mob outpost. So anyway, I've been going on for 11 minutes now. Hate news, I guess we're stuck with. Maybe start using that term. Maybe we can get that spread around. I don't know if I'm the first one to use it, but I'm the first person I heard say it. If y'all want to fuck fake news, fake hate news, whatever. But it's really pushing hatred.